Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this tutorial today I'm going to show you how I created this spotlight eye. I only used two shades from the palette called Determination and Independent. There's nothing really technical about this eye look. I don't carve out a spotlight, I just use a bit of concealer and two eyeshadows. So let's get started. So firstly I'm going in with the shade Independent from the palette. This is a lovely dark cranberry shade, and I'm just taking my Morphe bullet brush and I'm just placing it around the crease of my eye. Now I have a lot of eye space to work with, and when you do have a lot of eye space you need to be very careful where you put the placement of your first shadow, because I have a lot of work to do. I do find when I do my eyes it does take me quite a lot of time because my blend has to be really perfect. So I'll just firstly go and packing this shade on, and you'll see when I pack it on I pat it on and then I blend it out. So this part would be the trickiest part for me anyway, I find. And then what I'll do is I'll make sure the placement is right where I want it, and I'll just take my Morphe blending brush and I'll just start buffing around the edges of this. I don't use a transition shade just because I feel this eyeshadow's quite pigmented, so I don't think you just tend to need one. I think when I'm just with a blender brush and you're just buffing it out over the top, it'll kind of give you a transition shade. You'll see the shade going light just on top of it, and that kind of does the trick for me. Just as long as you've got a clean brush and don't use the same brush as you were putting on the first shade with. And I just like to make sure this is really blended because my technique has to be really on point, especially with my eye space. Then I'll go in with the shade Yellow from the palette. It's called Determination. I'll also link this palette down below so you can purchase it if you wish. And I just blend in this out as well with the same blending brush as I used for the darker shade. And I'll just make sure it's everything buffed out, and I like the kind of sunset look this gives, so just make sure that you're going in with a light hand as well with this. And I also like to take it quite up just where my brow is. You'll just see how high. I do have to tend to take my eyeshadows, like I said before, quite higher than most people just because of my eye space. It can be a love-hate relationship. I love having a massive eye space to work with, but it can be quite a struggle sometimes. Then I'll take the same shadow, Determination, and I'll just do exactly the same as I done underneath the eye as what I done on top. And you'll see that I've kind of left a wee bit of my eyelid free of shadow. Now I do cover this, but I didn't want it to be as packed on because I want the yellow to stand out. So if I was to put the darker shade as packed on as I did in the first crease, then it would be quite hard to get that yellow pigment. So just really lightly, just with that bullet brush. I don't want to make it the same colour, but just lightly so it's kind of there. And I honestly think I do my eyes completely different every time I do an eye look. Like, it's different technique every time. So I'll just go in with a wee bit of concealer. Like I said, I'm not carving out. This is just so the yellow eyeshadow Determination has something to kind of stick to. And I'll just make sure the pigment's going to show lots, especially if it's damp. So having a damp base and then you put an eyeshadow on top. And I'm sorry, the bit where I put the yellow eyeshadow on didn't save to my camera, so I apologise. Then I just go in with a little shimmer from the palette called Ring and some mascara. And these are doll lashes in the style Anastasia. They're my absolute favourite. They're fluffy, big, beautiful. Then I'm just going in with Milani foundation just with a buffer brush. This is an Inglot buffing brush, sorry. I absolutely love it. It just gets the job done really quickly. Just buffing everywhere. Then my concealer. This is a Rimmel concealer, I think. And I'm just taking it under my eyes, on my chin, Cupid's bow, down my nose. I just like to make things nice and bright. I don't always tend to put a concealer on my forehead, just sometimes if I feel like my foundation's a wee bit too dark, I'll tend to just put a wee bit on just to kind of brighten it up. And then I'll buff it. So I tend to pat quite a lot with foundations and concealer. I just think it works a lot easier and the blend's quite nice. Then just in with some setting powder. And I will link every single thing underneath. And as you know, I use an eyeshadow for my contour. I love a really dark reddy contour. That might be strange for some people, but you'll see the finish. It's actually beautiful. And I haven't found a contour this shade before, so this is what I use, and it's an Inglot eyeshadow. I'll also leave that linked as well. Then in with my golden oldie, MAC Give Me Sun. You know I absolutely love it. If you have watched my tutorials before, you will know. That's a good favourite. Then underneath, I just like to clean everything up and make sure it's blended in smooth after my foundation and concealer, because sometimes you can go over it. Then in with my Doll Beauty highlighter, the absolute go-to. And what I do is I put this just on the points of my cheekbones. I don't put it everywhere because I think it makes my cheekbones look quite carved, especially if you just put it like on the points. If I put it like all over my cheekbones, it just doesn't suit me. I think it makes my cheekbones stand out and makes them higher. I don't know about you, but I think it does. And then in with my lip liner, my golden oldie as well. I'll also leave that linked. And this is it. This is the finished look. And I hope you've enjoyed it, and thanks so much for watching. And if you haven't subscribed, please do, and hit the thumbs up. Bye!